my beautiful people? I have missed you so much. I know I spoiled you guys with my vlogmases because I would feel kind of traded on. Like, you're not gonna vlog for 25 days straight and then go a whole month of January without posting one single vlog. So I understand your guys' frustration with me. So I am here to explain myself and hopefully win some of you babies back. There is a reason why I've kind of been ducked off from YouTube and even from really posting like Snapchats and Insta stories. And I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about a little of what I've been doing, or a lot of what I've been doing for this whole entire month of January since I haven't posted a thing. So first off, let me start off the video by saying I'm wearing Nova collection. I have cocoa lip liner and coconut lip gloss. So a little shameless plug as always. And yeah, so let me get started. I kind of wrote down some notes just to remind myself of all of the things I've been doing this month because I've done a lot and I haven't vlogged any of it. Well, I vlogged some of it, but a lot of it is not really vloggable. It's just like life really happening. And I know the title of the video is going to be something about my really good news. So I'll get to that at some point in the video. So don't try to fast forward because I might talk about it in the middle, okay? So let me just tell you guys a little bit about what I've been doing. I'll kind of go backwards a little bit because a lot of people ask me questions like, how did you get started and how do you do it all, and you're a mom and entrepreneur and you still find time to do your makeup and your hair. And I don't really know if I'm going to answer all those questions per se, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I've been doing, which kind of includes all of that stuff. So I've always wanted to do acting. I've always wanted to be an actress for as long as I can remember, which is one of the reasons I moved to LA initially. If you didn't know that about me, I used to live in LA. I lived in North Hollywood and I also lived in, well, I'm not gonna tell you that. Anyway, I used to live in Los Angeles. And when I was living in Los Angeles, I was going to a ton of auditions all the time and not really booking a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff I ever booked was because I was cool with the casting directors. One of them in particular I think of is Emails. For any of you ladies out there in LA, Emails casts tons of music videos. So he's my homeboy. So he would just hit me up like, Jackie, do you want to be in this music video? So I've done a lot of music videos. I've done videos for Tyga, French Montana, E40, Jodeci, Ty Dolla, Kevin Gates, Snoop Dogg, and Jeremiah. I recently just did the video with Lil Baby and Irv Gotti. Yeah, I'm probably missing a lot of people. Oh, I think I scratched myself. Light skin problems. But I've just done a lot of music videos, and that was never something I particularly wanted to do, but it's something I always got booked for. I guess I'm a pretty girl, they need pretty girls, so it made sense. But I always wanted to be able to exercise my acting. So actually when I was living in LA, I was in a play that I only allowed one of my friends to see. I let Brittany come and see it, so I was just like nervous. So Brittany can attest that it actually happened. I was in a play. I used to go to rehearsals. I think it was like 2 or 3 times a week. And it was so much on my pockets because when I lived in LA, we lived kind of in the valley. And so I got into a really bad car accident, totaled my car, so I didn't have a car anymore. So before, when I had a car, it was fine driving back and forth into the city. But when I totaled my car, it was really expensive. That's like right when Uber started to kind of be popular, but it was really high. And so I can think of one time I really wanted to go to this open casting call for this talent agency. They were really popular, really big, but I didn't have any money to take an Uber. And so I ended up taking the bus. I remember standing on Ventura or something like that, waiting for the bus, being super embarrassed just because I'm like, I can't believe I'm like taking the bus. And this is like no shade to anybody who takes the bus. It was just like my mentality. Like, I just had a nice Dodge Challenger and crashed it, and now I'm taking the bus. Like, you know, just really down on myself and not really having money like that. Like, it was just embarrassing for me, like just in my own head. Like, this is just embarrassing. Side note, LA buses are actually really nice. I thought it was gonna be like really dirty, but it wasn't. It was nice. So anyway, I remember taking the bus all the way to Beverly Hills just so I can go to the talent agency for the open call. It was like 60 people there. I was just another number, didn't get it. Clearly they weren't interested in me. And I also don't feel like I believed in myself enough during that time. I was just really kind of down and out. So I just wasn't confident like that. Like on the outside looking in, you probably thought I was really confident, but I really wasn't. I just didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of purposeless. Like, I'm not booking auditions. I'm doing all these like sexy video vixen stuff, but that's not what I want to do. I want to do acting, but I'm not getting booked for anything. So it just was just a cycle. I honestly, like, when I think about it now, like years later, I'm like, I don't know how I survived when I lived in LA. Like, how did me and Kyra pay for our rent? Like, honestly, like, our parents must have helped us out or something. Because so anyways, when I was living in LA, that's when I got hit up by Tia, which is one of Nick Cannon's assistants, who asked me to come to Paramount Studios and do an audition for Wild 'N Out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know they were doing Wild 'N Out still. It's kind of cool. So I went there and I got the audition. Me and Lolo, actually, you know, Lolo's one of my best friends. We didn't even know each other was doing the audition. I didn't know until I signed in and I seen Lolo's name. So after the audition, I called her. I was like, you just came to Paramount Studios and did an audition? Like, it was really funny. That audition was like a very long process. He does not do the auditions like this anymore. Like, me and Lolo probably were both in there for like an hour each, just talking to him and some of his guys on his team, and we had to be on camera. It was like a production to be on Wild 'N Out at that point. So we got casted for it, clearly, because Wild 'N Out. So that was kind of a turning point. And then, as a lot of you guys know, I met DC on set of Wild 'N Out, and I was still living in LA. He would come and visit me, and then we ended up getting pregnant with Nova. So I think that me being pregnant with Nova was the perfect timing, because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, yes, I got booked for Wild 'N Out, but that was just one thing, you know? So I was like, wow, I kind of have a purpose now with having Nova. Like, I have a purpose. Like, I have somebody to live for. I have somebody I have to go out here and make money for now. Like, I could be broke, but I can't be broke with a baby. That's not cool. So that's why when I was pregnant, you know, I was telling DC, like, I need to make money, because I'm not the type of woman who's gonna rely on a man for anything. Like, DC is such a caretaker. He wants to make sure that the home is taken care of. Like, he pays the bills and stuff like that, which is beautiful. But I am not the type of woman who's asking my man for an allowance or anything. I grew up with my dad, and he always told me, you better have your own stash of money. That's not what we're doing. So I knew when I was pregnant with Nova, like, I have to make money, because I knew I was going to be moving out to Atlanta, like, right before I had her. So that's when I, started my YouTube videos, which was a suggestion by DC. He's like, you're always doing your makeup really good. People ask you about your makeup. Why you don't do the videos on YouTube? And I'm like, you know what, that's a good idea. I never even knew people made money on YouTube, honestly. It just never registered to me that people would actually make money doing this. I realized that, and I just started doing the video. So that's why you see my first sets of videos. I was pregnant with Nova. That was where I was at during that time. Like, let's see if I can make some money doing these YouTube videos. And then also, that's during the time when I started J Nova Collection, which was also a suggestion by DC. He's like, along those same lines, you know, people love your makeup and they always talk about your lips so glossy. Like, why you don't start a lip gloss line? So that kind of took me a little longer, because I wanted to make sure I had the perfect like elixir and formula and company that I was going to be working with. So then I started J Nova Collection, and I surpassed what I thought I would even make selling lip gloss. Like, I was like mind blown that people actually wanted to buy my products, and it sold out within the first day or 2 days or something crazy like that. And I was like, okay, I got something here. So that's when I started making money, and I kind of fell off of the whole acting thing, because acting wasn't making me money. So I'm like, I have to make money. I have a child I have to provide for. So then we can fast forward to this year, January 2019. I made it up in my mind that I am going to go hard with my acting. Whatever it is to put me in front of a camera, I'm going to do that. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna do like a tape or anything like that. Like that's not that. But you know, just like anything that I could do that would put me in the industry, in the entertainment world where I really want to be at, I'm going to do that. I just made it up in my head, that's what I'm gonna do. So beginning in January, I got my headshots retaken because the ones I had before were absolutely crazy. I was actually trying to get another really popular photographer in Atlanta who does headshots specifically. That's like what he does, but he said he wasn't available till like January 16th, and I'm like, nope, not waiting. Don't wait. This is one of my tips for you guys. Do not wait. Just go do it. Find somebody else. There's a ton of other people who could do your headshots, Jackie, so find somebody. You have relationships with all these other photographers, so bam. So Los did them and they looked beautiful. I love them. I actually have to retake them because I have to lessen up the makeup and look a little bit more natural. I thought I looked natural, but I need to look even more natural. Then another thing about me that you guys don't know is that I actually, when I'm doing my makeup or doing my hair or just getting ready for my day, I love to listen to interviews of people doing things that I want to do, like people who are doing them successfully. So I've listened to interviews from the CEO of Starbucks or Oprah or Denzel Washington or Will Smith or Warren Buffett, like people who are super successful in their businesses or acting or whatever it is. One thing that has inspired me in the beginning of this new year is a couple of interviews with Will Smith. You'll hear him talking about like living in fear and doing things that you're fearful of and just taking them head on. And so there's a couple of things that when it came to acting that I was kind of nervous to do. Like for example, my self-tapes. If you know what self-tapes are, it's when maybe you apply for a role and they want to see you read the sides, you know, like act them out in a self-tape. Like it's probably like a minute long or something. So I've always kind of been nervous to do my self-tapes with DC because I do them with him all the time for his auditions, but I always thought he was gonna be like, look at me weird or something, like me doing mine. So I never really wanted to do them with him, but I was like, you know what, I have to live in fear. Like I have to do that. That's something that I'm kind of afraid and nervous to do, so I'm going to challenge that. So I'm going to do that head on. I'm going to take that head on. I started signing up for all of these actors, websites and stuff, and literally everything that I was applying for, that I've been applying for this past month, they all wanted me to self-tape, like 95% of them. So I had to do them with DC because he's here. So the very first one we did, it was so comfortable. Like he helped me, he was encouraging, like, and it wasn't awkward at all. And I thought it was gonna be so awkward and it wasn't. And it's like, oh, come to, like, who would have thought like this whole time it would have been that easy? I didn't know that. So I've done self-tapes and I've gotten booked for everything I've done a self-tape for, actually. And I've done 3 or 4 self-tapes. So that's that. I also, talking about like kind of doing things in fear that you're kind of fearful of, there was a radio interview that I did with E.T. Cali here in Atlanta, the iHeartRadio station. I'm not really fearful of speaking, but it's just something about interviews that can be a little to me because you just never know what they're gonna ask. So I've gotten to a point where I'm really comfortable with myself. Like there's not really a question that you can throw me off with. But it's just something I don't really care to do. I really don't care to do interviews. I don't really like to, but I told myself if I'm going to be in front of a camera this year, or if I'm going to be doing anything that deals with entertainment, why not? Go do the radio interview. Went into the radio interview. It was great. E.T. is just cool. Like I've interviewed with him before. I knew it was going to be chill, but I just never cared to go back and do another interview. But I'm like, nah, I got to do it. So bam, did that. I also did a casting with B. Simone because she, my girl, is doing it this year. She has a new show coming out for you guys on the Zeus Network. And it's basically kind of like a Flavor of Love type of vibe. You know, she's always looking for her boyfriend. So she's looking for her boyfriend during this show. So I helped her cast the guys for the show, and then I also was on one of the episodes, which was awesome. It was so fun. You guys gotta make sure you check that out when that comes out. It's on the Zeus Network, so you'll have to subscribe, but it's a really good episode. While I was on set with her, I'm all about networking, making connections. I met the creator of the Zeus Network and told him I had an idea I wanted to pitch to him because actually, let me rewind that. I went to an event called Greenlit ATL. My girl Ernestine and her business partner started it, and this was the first one in January. It was like Thursday, the 1st January and Thursday or something like that. And they showcased all these short films, and it was just like a great networking event. There was directors, producers, casting directors, makeup artists, wardrobe people, other actors. It was just a great networking event, and it also inspired me to create Don't Wait, which is one of her taglines and mantras throughout the whole entire event. Like, create, don't wait. Don't sit around and wait for somebody else to cast you to do something. Go film it yourself. Don't wait for somebody to come to you. You go do it. You go be a go-getter. Create, don't wait was so important to me. So fast forward back to being on Simone Show. I'm like, I'm sitting right here with the creator of Zeus, so why not, you know, present to him an idea I've been having. So I initially presented it to Ernestine, which she loved, and so we kind of fleshed it out a little bit, and then we both presented it to the creator of Zeus. His name is Lemmy, and he loved it too, so he wants to be a part of it. And it's all things that I was kind of nervous about doing. I've had this idea for this docu-series that we're going to produce for a long time, but I just always was like, nobody would really want to hear my perspective, like, let me just not. But going to Greenlit ATL, which, side note, is going to be every first Thursday in Atlanta. You can find them on Greenlit ATL on Instagram. But going to that, like, really inspired me to just, you know, do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You know, that's what we are so scared of. It was like the worst that can happen, when really, like, just do it. See what the worst is gonna happen. So we presented it to him. He loves it, so he's on board. So that was super exciting. Also, in the beginning of January, got casted for this Super Bowl commercial where I play like this upscale lady, super tipsy, like super fun commercial to shoot. So shout out to my girl Molly for casting me for that. And also, another thing that happened during this time is, if you're wondering where was Nova at during all of this, I flew my aunt in from California to come and watch her. And I would suggest for you guys out there, if you have kids and you have to get stuff done, if you don't have a support system around you, bring them to you if you can. Like, and her flight was like $150. Like, it wasn't anything crazy or anything. So that's why I know, like, you guys can pay that. It's cheaper probably than getting a babysitter or a daycare. So I just flew my aunt in, and she's wonderful. She cooks and cleans and watches Nova and sings with her and teaches her things. So she's somebody I trust, and I always want Nova to be at home. Like, if I'm gone all day working, I love walking in the house and hearing mommy, mommy. So that's what makes my heart warm. So I flew my aunt in to watch Nova during one of my busiest weeks. Like, I literally jam-packed everything into like the week and a half she was here, just so I could handle all these things I needed to handle. So she just actually flew back earlier this morning. But thank you to my aunt, because she was definitely needed. So while I'm doing all these things, I gave more responsibility to my assistant who works for J Nova Collection. I was like, you know what? We need a Valentine's Day shoot. I want you to do it all. I'm not doing anything. I'm very busy. I want you to plan it, because usually I'm on top of doing every little thing for J Nova Collection. Like, my assistant is definitely like in the office sending out your orders and stuff, but when it comes to creative things, which is like really what I love to do, it takes up a lot of time, like getting the models, getting photographers, getting the props, getting the makeup artists, hairstylists. Like, there's a lot of things that go into one single photo shoot. So it's like, you do it. So I think that's important, to give somebody else the responsibility to do something if you can. You have to be able to delegate some of your work. As a successful business owner, I've learned, like, you can't do it all. It's nice as the CEO to know how every little thing works and operates in your company, but after that, you have to be able to let go of your baby and let the people who you're paying do things that they can do. So Kelsey smashed that shoot. I can't wait to show you guys those Valentine's Day pictures. She did so good. I'm so excited for her to do the next photo shoot. So good job to you, girlfriend. Another thing that I'm not really fearful of, but I just don't really like doing, so I get kind of nervous doing them, so I guess I am kind of fearful, is photo shoots. I don't like doing photo shoots. I don't mind taking pictures on my camera phone. On my iPhone, like of my promo posts and stuff, but I'm not really let's have a photo shoot. I get so tired. Any photographer I work with, I'm like, let me see the camera. We got the shot. We don't need 500 pictures to choose one, honestly. Like, let's do 25. Ooh, I see a good one I like, on to the next outfit. That's my mentality, and I tell them that always before we start shooting. Like, let's do it fast. Let's be quick. I got stuff to do, you got stuff to do. I don't even want to go through that many pictures when I'm looking through them. So yeah, so I shot with Rari, who is a dope photographer out here in Atlanta. That was just something that I'm like, let me just shoot with him. Let me just do something I don't want to do. It's gonna put me in front of a camera. Another way to put me in front of the camera, I need some more cool shots of myself. So let me just do it. And I did it. And yeah, so we knocked those pictures out. Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I am booked and busy. I'm filming a web series on Sunday, and then on Friday and Saturday, I'm filming a student film. I also got booked for an independent film. Oh yeah, I also filmed a sketch comedy too called Server Nightmares. It's gonna be out soon, and they told me they wanna work with me some more. Like, I just had a meeting or a phone call with one of the writers of the sketch comedy, and he's like, yeah, we'd love to use you for more stuff. Like, you know, so he wants me to come and sit in on one of their writing sessions so I can be a part of it and maybe help them write something. And I'm so down for that too. I'm like, yeah, I want to help you guys write something so I can have writer under my belt, have actress under my belt, producing a film, have that under my belt. I just want to be in all aspects of the industry. So that's what I'm doing. So today I decided, like I was saying, that I need a agent. Like, I don't need one, but I want one because agents have more reach than I have. So I went to a talent agency earlier today and I lied on my submission. I said I was 5'7" and I am 5'4" if you don't know, but it had said on the submissions like models 5'8" and above only need to submit. And so I figured if I put 5'7", they still wanted me to come in, then you don't really need to be 5'8". So that means they like me enough to fit me in there. So I went in there and the guy was like, you're really, really pretty. He's like, but I don't want to waste my or your time. I thought you were 5'7". I thought that's what it said on your thing. And in my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, dude, that's what it said. That is what it said. But he was like, I just don't want to waste either of our time because the people who book our models only book 5'8" and above. Like, it's pushing it if you were 5'7". But I thought, like, when I saw your pictures, you're really pretty, which you are. You know, we could kind of smudge it a little bit. But he's like, I just know like the clientele that we get. So I was like, all right. Well, thank you for meeting with me, you know? And he gave me like 2 agencies that he said that I would probably fit perfectly in. And so when I was leaving from there, I was about to go pick up Nova because I'm just like, I was kind of bummed that I kind of got turned down, and that kind of changed my momentum. Like, I haven't gotten turned down for anything this month. Like, everything is on the up and up for me. So I'm like, dang, that's kind of a bummer. I can't accept that. That can't happen. No. So one of the agencies he mentioned, which was About Faces, he said they were like a full service agency. And so he suggested me to them, and I called them on the phone when I was on my way to get Nova. I was like, let me call somebody. I called them. I was like, hey, my name is Jackie. And I just started rambling, and the lady is like, well, we usually only cast on Wednesdays and Fridays, which today is Wednesday. She's like, but it has to be appointment only. Like, that's when we have our casting calls. Like, we're totally booked for the day. And I was not hearing it. I was like, there's nothing that we can do today or tomorrow. Like, I'm available to come in on MTV Wild 'N Out. You know, I'm like, I'm just talking this lady's ear off. So she's gonna wanna have me come in. I'm like, should I just pop up? Like, what's your address? So she was like, well, let me see. She's like, okay, well, how about tomorrow at 4? And I was like, I mean, tomorrow at 4, I would really love to come in today because I don't have my daughter right now. I have to go pick her up and I'll have to drop her off tomorrow. I would really love, if there's anything today, I will come. I'll just pop my head in really quick. Like, you don't even have to sit down with me. I just want you guys to meet me. And so she's like, I mean, today at 6, I could fit you in. It'll be with the director, which is like the top of the top. Like, it wouldn't even be with the person I'm supposed to meet with. It'll be with the director. And I was like, okay, perfect. I'll be there at 6 with the address. So she told me what the address was, and I got there. And let me say this is a very, very important, which I didn't mention, but when I also watch interviews, like I was talking about before, one of the interviews I watched was Denzel Washington, and he was giving a speech to this college, and he was saying how everybody, he wants them to make sure they do this first. Always put God first. And it kind of is like a no-brainer, like, yeah, of course I'm gonna put God first, but you don't think about it. Like, literally put God first before anything you do. If you are going in to ask your manager for a raise or ask your boss for a raise, like, do you stop and pray about it? I never really thought about that before. I pray throughout the day, like continuously, like, thank you God, thank you God. But I've never been the type to, you know, like right before I'm about to do something, pray about it. And I think that is a reason for some of my momentum this month, because literally in everything I've done, I've prayed about it. And that's why I'm so successful with everything I'm doing. And that's why I've been booking a lot of things and just having like really great feedback with everything I've done. So point is, I showed up to the meeting and I met the director herself, Lisa. She is a fabulous and has such a great spirit and energy. And I just knew going into there that they were gonna love me, because I could just feel her energy. And also, side note, the office that they're in, like the office space that they're in, is actually where I had went to look at office spaces when I was looking for somewhere for J Novo collection. So I felt like it was kind of God's way of putting me at ease a little bit, like, yeah, you got this, like, you've been here before, this is somewhere you're comfortable with. So that was just like a little sign. And she loved me, and she had told me also, she's like, this is unheard of to have somebody come in and meet with me and haven't even seen a picture of you. You just call in and get in today. It's just like not heard of. But she's like, and you are perfect, you're what we're looking for. And so it was just like, oh my God, I officially have a talent agent. That is my good news. And the reason I'm just so excited about that in particular is just because I've tried to get an agent for a long time and I never could. And it just shows me that the universe will move for you. I strongly believe that. DC has something that he quotes by Steve Harvey a lot. And I think he says something like, you know, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, God starts blessing you. And so that's why I also feel like so many things have gone right for me this month, because I'm just on the right path. So I'm going to end this vlog because I've talked your guys' ears off. If you guys watched this whole thing, thank you so much. I'm gonna go post a picture with this outfit on. I love you guys. I thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that good stuff. I will see you guys sooner than later. See you guys in the next video.